She was sneaking over there, hollering, I was coming over there to see my daughter.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
My son was going to school. How are you going to tell me what's a lie?
Your Honor,
they
was having sex in her house.
You didn't even care when your daughter
was there than she, and she gonna tell them. She told them.
She did not know where I was coming. I tucked in behind the corner to where no one could see me.
No, Your Honor, that is not true.
Yes, I did, because
I said that I did not
and I asked him, and he confirmed it.
He asked me if
to me, why did
Mr. McDowell's house.
Miss Combs, let's be respectful.
He was there for everything. And now all of a sudden, oh, I'm not the daddy. Well, who's the daddy? Jesus? Because I didn't sleep with nobody else.
No, I can tell you who the daddy is, Mark Schwartz.
Little black book telling me who I don't write down dates, and I know who I.
So, the court's buzzing and Judge Lake kicks things off with a bang. The court session cranks into gear with Judge Lake addressing the case of Coe versus Coe, where it's mom versus daughter in a family showdown. The mom, Miss Coe, throws shade, claiming her daughter is a wild child and questions if her daughter's boyfriend, Mr. Boyce, really fathered her grandkid, given the daughter's love for playing the field.
Miss Coe, you say you're here today because your daughter is an out-of-control teenager and she needs help. Furthermore, you claim that you have serious doubts that your daughter's boyfriend, Mr. Boyce, is father of your 7-month-old grandson. You say Mr. Boyce has been a father to the baby, but that your daughter has numerous sexual partners. He needs to know the truth.
Here comes Mama Coe dropping truth bombs left and right. Miss Coe, the mom, takes the floor, painting a picture of her daughter as a teen, gone wild, who's even smacked a cop around. She's sure her grandson's dad might be one of many, and she's here to clear the air.
Miss Coe, please tell the court why you're here today.
I'm here because my daughter is out of control. She has an issue with authority. She doesn't want to be told what to do, how to do, from fights at school, hitting a police officer, not once, but twice.
You won't believe this. Turns out the daughter's drama squad trashed mom's pad. The courtroom gasps as the mom recounts a tale of her daughter, causing a ruckus that led to her friends trashing the house and car. It's a real-life soap opera unfolding right before our eyes.
She made a phone call saying I and my girlfriend had jumped on her. She still did not want to follow house rules. All I asked her to do was not disrespect the house. Don't bring the drama to the house.
That's not the truth.
You brought drama to the house.
That's not
You
the
made a
truth.
phone call saying my mother and her girlfriend just jumped on me.
Oh boy, here comes Zaire with a backstory that could win her an Oscar. The daughter shares her sob story, growing up with dad because mom ditched her at 2. The room's heavy with sympathy and side eyes.
Children grow up with their mother, they're not their father. I grew up with my father because due to the fact she abandoned me when I was told she dropped me off when I was 2 years old and never came back. The reason I believed it is because I haven't seen her until I got in my teen age.
You didn't have so much as a visitation?
Oh yeah, I had visitation rights. She came over on weekends. I never missed a beat.
Did you ever have a positive relationship?
No, not really.
Plot twist. Mom isn't sure who the baby daddy is, and she's not holding back. As the drama thickens, we dive into the mess of the daughter's love life, where mom hints there could be a lineup of potential daddies.
That's what she's saying, but it's not just one guy. There was somebody else in the picture. I know that there was someone else. Now, how many more it was, I'm not for sure, but I do know that there was someone else. So when I find out she's pregnant, I go to the guy. I go to Larry. I say to Larry, look, as Zaire's mother, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
All eyes on Mr. Boyce as he steps up, hoping he's the pops. The boyfriend, Mr. Boyce, shares his side, hoping he's the father, but knowing there's a chance he might not be thanks to the daughter's past flings.
I feel like from the beginning, I knew it was a possibility, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, he made me grow more, you know what I'm saying, since he been around. Cause my mom, she passed away. Once I told her about it, you know what I'm saying, she just, oh, that's my grandbaby. She buying him everything.
And so you're hoping today, what are your hopes?
I'm hoping that he's mine.
The moment of truth arrived.
When it comes to baby Christian, Mr. Boyce, you are not the father.
All right, strap in for this wild ride. Ms. Weir kicks off the drama by claiming a single fiery night of love. Mr. Wilson ended up with her getting pregnant. Now he's all, nope, not me. She's here to prove he's the dad, because let's face it, solo parenting is no joke. Get ready, because it only gets crazier from here.
Ms. Ware, you claim that after one night of passion with the defendant, you ended up pregnant, but he is now denying paternity of your 3-year-old son, Ayante. Opened your case to prove he is the father because you are tired of raising your son alone.
Hold the phone. Did he really just say that? Mr. Wilson fires back, suggesting Ms. Weir is just throwing names in a hat, hoping one will fit as daddy. He's all about the I wore a condom defense, denying any chance he's the father. Brace yourself. The next bit is a doozy.
Mr. Wilson, you say the plaintiff is running potential fathers and is trying to pin her baby on you. You say you used a condom and there is no way are Ayante's father.
Here's the scoop. The judge digs into how these two met. Turns out, Ms. Weir and Mr. Wilson have been tight for years. years, just chilling and doing friend stuff. No romance on the horizon initially, but oh, how the tables have turned. Watch what happens next.
I met him probably like 8 years ago, just, passing through the city. I was going to hair school at the time, and, I would see him on my way to hair school. We would hang out with each other, potluck. He cooked something, I cooked something, bring over to his house, or he'd come over to my house, long talks, this is my gay best friend,
Oh, your gay best friend?
Yes.
Okay, so you all were friends?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're not gonna believe this twist. From a casual Netflix night to an unexpected hookup, Ms. Weir spills the beans on how a cozy movie night with Mr. Wilson turned steamy after she made the first move and he wasn't backing down. Buckle up, it's about to get even wilder.
I had called him over, I was bored, I was home alone, I was like, you wanna come over, get him some drinks, turn up and chill with Netflix or something. He might think he's gay or whatever, that's why I'm thinking to myself, he thinks, but he ain't met me. When I made that move, he didn't push me away.
So you had been plotting on this all the time, but you were waiting for the time to make your move.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, what now? The air gets tense as they clash over whether a condom made an appearance that night. Mr. Wilson insists it played a starring role, but Ms. Weir is adamant it was more au naturel.
He'll be my friend.
I'm not the father, Your Honor. She's been with multiple guys. I'm not the father, Your Honor. I'm not gonna take that lie. I'm just not, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Did you use protection that night?
Yes, Your Honor. Condom.
Mr. Wilson.
I'm not gonna go there.
You did not.
I use condom.
Your Honor,
I know what I put on me.
Use no condom.
She's done tested multiple people. She's just trying to pin the child on me. I love her and all, my godson, but this is not my child, Your Honor. This is just...
Here comes the plot twist. The court dives into Ms. Weir's other possible love interests around the baby-making time. She admits to a few other rendezvous, but swears DNA tests have ruled them out.
Were you dating other men at that time?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
Were you sexually active with the other men?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
Were you using protection with those men?
Some, I was.
Some?
Wow.
How many other men? Say it loud and proud. You said you're a confident woman.
3.
Besides Mr. Wilson.
And the ones
Yes,
that are
Your
tested,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Seriously? This guy? Mr. Wilson sticks to his guns, refusing to believe he could be the father, despite the mounting pressure and Ms. Weir's insistence. He loves the kid, but denies all dad duties.
I'm not the father, Your Honor. Like I said, I'm not the father. I don't tell her, I love my godson and all, but I'm not the father. I use protection that night.
Mr. Wilson,
I don't care
please
what
don't
Miss
sit
Ware
here and
have
lie.
to say.
Don't sit here and lie, sir.
I'm not gonna go back and forth with you, Miss Ware. I know I'm not the father, Your Honor.
Okay.
You said there was a third guy.
I had met him way back, probably like 9 years ago, and I had met him by being in this apartment complex.
Grab your popcorn, here comes the big reveal.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Wilson, you are not the father.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Oh boy, here we go. The episode kicks off with the case of Sissom v. Riley and Taylor. Ms. Sissom, alongside her daughter Destiny, is here to drop a bombshell. She's 2,000% sure that Anthony Taylor is the daddy of her teenage daughter's 8-month-old munchkin, Osiris. The stage is set with high emotions as Ms. Sissom lays down her claim. Buckle up, because the drama train is just leaving the station.
What stands before me is a case of babies having babies, teenage. This is upsetting. That said, Ms. Sissom, you and your teenage daughter, Destiny, are to prove that Anthony Taylor is father of your daughter's 8-month-old son, Osiris.
Can you believe this? Ms. Riley is throwing down the gauntlet, adamant that her son Anthony isn't the father of little Osiris and has been screaming for a DNA test since day one. Here we have a classic showdown between two fierce mamas bear, each staking their ground.
Ms. Riley, you stand before me claiming that you are 100% positive your son is not the child's father and have insisted on a DNA test from the moment heard Ms. Sissom was pregnant.
Hold on to your popcorn, folks. The court heats up with accusations flying faster than a speeding bullet. Brenda accuses Destiny of sneaking into her house, while Destiny and her mom stand firm on Anthony being the father. The judge is scrambling to bring order as tempers flare and voices rise.
She was sneaking at my house. She was coming over here lying, conniving, saying, I have a 14-year-old daughter at home. She was sneaking over there, hollering, I was coming over there to see my daughter.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
My son was going to school. How you going to tell me what's a lie?
Your Honor,
they
was having sex in her house.
You didn't even care where your daughter was.
What's her than she? If she gonna tell them, she told them.
You're not gonna believe this twist. The judge paints a picture of sneaky teen romance under the radar, leading to Destiny's pregnancy. This bit unravels the complicated, secretive dances these youngsters were doing right under their parents' noses. Stick around because the fireworks are just getting started.
But really, the whole time,
She
having sex with your son. That's both of them teenagers having sex.
My point is exactly, and I didn't know.
That's the plot. The reason why we're here is to get down bottom of this child is really your grandchild. Because I know you want to know that. Now, Destiny, before I go further, was my summation of the plot correct?
Yeah.
Things are really heating up now. Brenda drops a bomb by saying she saw Destiny with another dude, throwing more doubt on Anthony's paternity. This adds a whole new layer of what the heck to the mix. Grab your tissues for this one.
I see her walking with another guy. Son at school. This is before that said anything about you was pregnant. Next thing you know, I find out that my son come telling me that she told him that she pregnant. How is that? You just came around 2 weeks ago? And he was messing with another girl at the time.
You never even thought Destiny was having sex with your son.
No, I didn't.
Because you just thought Destiny and her group of friends with your daughter.
Yes.
Marilyn, Destiny's grandma, pours her heart out about her daughter having to hit pause on her big dreams of becoming a pediatrician and lawyer because of the baby. This emotional bombshell really tugs at the heartstrings. And just when you think you can catch a breath, there's more drama ahead.
You're saying, Miss Sism, your daughter had big dreams for her life. Dreams to do what?
My daughter is a senior this year. She was going to be a pediatrician and a lawyer. Now she cannot do that because she has Osiris.
Oh, like my son didn't have dreams.
She has Osiris to take care of. Wow. So she cannot do that now.
Right up under your nose. They plotted this plot, pulled it off, and now we're all here.
Yeah.
Just when you think it couldn't get more heated, the court session hits a peak with Anthony confessing his belief in his fatherhood, sparking a full-blown family feud in the courtroom as everyone battles over rights and what's best for the baby. The judge is about to drop a major reality check.
Do you believe you are Osiris's biological father?
Yes, I do. Because I picked Destiny, I took her virginity, and I felt like I was getting into a lot of trouble and things that was happening, and I felt like I needed another person that like got me like my blood. I didn't want to have a baby, but as in like the things that I was like going through and like.
Brace yourself for this reality slap. The judge, completely fed up with the immaturity on display, rips into both families for their lack of support and guidance for the young parents. This culminates in a fiery lecture that could singe your eyebrows off.
You all are kids. You don't know what the world you're doing. The rationale is so irrational, it's scary. I get the reason, but the immaturity and the lack of understanding in which you approach this entire situation, we gotta do better. And truly, we still don't know definitively if this is his biological child.
And now, for the grand finale, the DNA results are revealed, and surprise, surprise.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Taylor, you are his father.
All right, strap in, folks. Judge Lake rolls out the red carpet, presenting the spicy drama of Mrs. McDowell, who's dead sure her baby Annabelle is her hubby, Mr. McDowell's kiddo. She's all in, betting the farm that she didn't step out during the baby-making window. And just when you thought it was all about baby talk, wait till you hear the hubby's side of the story.
Ms. McDowell, you say you have no doubt your 1-month-old daughter, Annabelle, is your husband's biological child because you claim you only had sex with Mr. McDowell during the window of conception.
Buckle up, it's getting juicy. Mr. McDowell swings back, calling out his wife as the town gossip queen and throwing shade at Mr. Alfred, hinting he might just be the real daddy-o. He's so sure the little one isn't his that he's ready to hit the road if the DNA test says he's not the father.
Mr. McDowell, you say your wife is nothing but a cheater and you believe the man she left you for, Mr. Alfred, is in fact Annabelle's father. Say that once the DNA results prove the child is not yours, you want out of this marriage.
You won't believe this twist. Dive into the tale of Mrs. McDowell's supposed simple night out that turned into a full-blown telenovela. Allegedly, she was caught cozying up with her new beau by a so-called friend, which Mrs. McDowell totally brushes off as a big misunderstanding.
She just one day told me she was going to go to her female friend's house and spend a few hours. And then she called me later that night and said she was going to end up spending the night. Well, the next day, the female friend she went to go spend the night with called me and said she walked into the home and caught her, Miss McDowell, her boyfriend, on the couch cuddling. And whenever I brought it to Miss McDowell's attention that I knew about it, she said that's what friends do.
Hold the phone. More drama coming up. Mrs. McDowell spills the beans about needing some space from Mr. McDowell, hinting that his idea of a good time might involve a little too much sharing for her taste, which he completely denies. You won't want to miss what's coming next, as the layers of this onion keep peeling away.
To me, that sends up a red flag. So I told him I needed time away, a week at least, to think about what I needed to do.
But within that
I
week,
wanted to stay in the relationship. Well, I went out to my friend's house. The dude was my friend and the chick was my friend. I did not know she was planning on leaving that night. It's the whole reason I ended up asking to stay the night.
Grab your popcorn. here's where it gets complex. They dive deep into the nitty-gritty of who was cozy with who and when, breaking out a calendar for proof. Mrs. McDowell is playing connect the dots with dates and potential daddy moments with Mr. McDowell and Mr. Alfred. The air's thick with tension. And trust me, you'll want to see how the judge handles this bombshell.
And since then, she jumped from boyfriend to boyfriend, co-worker to co-worker. She was with like 5 or 6 different guys.
No, I was with 4 different guys. I have proof here that yes, I did. We had sex on the 27th, and also I had sex with Mr. Alfred on the 9th and the 10th of November. And that's the week I had sex with Mr. McDowell on the back road.
This first page of evidence is a calendar.
No way. Check this out. Judge Lake digs into the juicy details, trying to pin down who might be the real father based on some seriously suspect calendar entries. It's a regular Maury episode here, folks. Don't go anywhere because the audience's reaction to this circus is priceless.
On this calendar, you say your midwife gave you a date of conception, a window. And she said that that was the week of October 26th. 27th is when you slept with your husband, Mr. McDowell, because there was no one else you slept with for at least 2 weeks.
That the baby was mine because I slept with her a week before the next guy did.
Oh, snap. Here comes the mother-in-law with enough tea to fill the Boston Harbor. She's not buying what Mrs. McDowell is selling, and she's here to set the record straight. But she's not just a sideline commentator. She's had a front row seat to the chaos. This family feud is about to go nuclear, so keep watching.
Well, it's not my grandchild, first of all.
We had a court scheduled in our town. I was walking down the hallway. I was running late for court. She did not know where I was coming. I tucked in behind the corner to where no one could see me.
No, Your Honor, that is not true.
Yes, I did, because
I said that I did not
and I asked him, and he confirmed it.
He asked me if
to me, why did
Mr. McDowell's child?
Miss Combs, let's be respectful.
Ready for a curveball? Enter Mr. Alfred, the alleged side piece turned potential baby daddy. He's not convinced he's the father either, and suggests there might be another contender for the title. It's like a daytime TV jackpot, and the truth bomb is just moments away. Trust me, reveal is going to knock your socks off.
Do you believe your baby Annabelle's biological father?
Personally, I don't believe me or Michael, either one or the father. I think it might be the gentleman that she was with before she tried to work things out with Michael.
What's interesting here is, say the baby's your husband says baby's your lover, and your lover says baby by another.
And here comes the grand finale, folks. Drum roll, please.
As to whether Mr. McDowell or Mr. Alfred is the biological father. Mr. Alfred, you are her father.
Thank God.
Buckle up, folks. Miss Schwartz kicks off the case to prove Mr. Hatton is the daddy to her 9-month-old munchkin, Aslan. Despite his major doubts, she's sure he's the father. Meanwhile, Mr. Hatton throws a curveball, claiming the real dad is actually the plaintiff's hubby. You won't believe what comes next.
Miss Schwartz, you opened your case to prove defendant that he fathered your 9-month-old child, Aslan. You understand his doubt, but state he is her father. Mr. Hatton, you claim you are not Aslan's dad and are certain that her biological father is another man, and that man is the plaintiff's husband.
Oh, snap! Mr. Hatton's stirring the pot by asking for a lie detector test for Miss Schwartz to check if she's been playing the field. The stakes are sky high and trust is on the line. Things are heating up, and you just gotta see what's coming.
Additionally, you petitioned the court for a polygraph on Miss Schwartz to determine the extent of her alleged affairs. So, we will have those results in a moment.
Grab your tissues! Miss Schwartz spills her heart out about how rough it feels to have Mr. Hatton denying Aslan. She contrasts this with his acceptance of their other 2 kiddos. The feels are real, folks. Stick around because the tears are just the start.
It hurts. It really does hurt because we have 2 other children together and fathers them. Little Aslan is left out. I feel my daughter's pain whenever she looks up at him. He'll be there with her while I'm at work, things like that. Other family members are taking care of my child and he wants nothing to do with it.
I have reason to believe that she's not worked like she's saying she is.
Plot twist. Even though Mr. Hatton doubts he's Aslan's pop, he didn't miss a single prenatal appointment. He's there, buying into the baby hype, which makes you wonder about his true feelings. The story takes a wild turn with the next testimony, so don't go anywhere.
I was involved in her pregnancy, even though I don't think the child's mine. I wanted to be a support for her.
He was excited about the gender whenever I found out it's him. He was there for everything. And now all of a sudden, oh, I'm not the daddy. Well, who's the daddy? Jesus? Because I didn't sleep with nobody else.
No, I can tell you who the daddy is, Mark Schwartz.
little black book telling me who I don't write down dates, and I know who I.
It's getting juicy. Mr. Schwartz steps up to dish out all the dirt on his marriage and Miss Schwartz's escapades. The drama is spilling over, and it's messy with a capital M. What happens next with the polygraph results will have your jaw on the floor.
Well, she cheated on me with Mr. Hatton and multiple others.
How did you first find out about Mr. Hatton?
She told me she was cheating on me, and I let her go.
And I was also calling him on the phone right in front of you.
And you guys even got into an argument one night, and I called Hatton back and talked you guys through it. I even took you the 250 miles to him.
Get ready for the bombshell. The lie detector spills the beans, showing Miss Schwartz has been playing away from home. The tea is piping hot and the truth stings. But hang tight, the biggest reveal is just around the corner.
You were asked, since your relationship with Mr. Hatton began, have you had physical sexual contact with any other man other than Mr. Hatton? You said yes. The lie detector determined you were being truthful. So you basically confessed to being with another man.
Hold on to your popcorn.
The biological father is Mr. Hatton.
Whoa, buckle up. Ms. Shands strolls into court, totally bummed because her high school sweetheart, who also took her to prom, is now balking at the idea that he's the daddy of 15-month-old Aiden, sparking a collective awe from the crowd. Brace yourself, it's just getting juicy.
Ms. Shands, you appear in court today because you are devastated that your first love and the person you lost virginity to is now denying your 15-month-old son, Aiden. You say once you prove to the defendant that he is father, you hope you two can finally be a family.
Here comes the drama. Mr. Hollis rolls in with his mama in tow, both swearing up and down that Ms. Shands could win an Oscar for her storytelling. They're convinced he's not the dad and think they know who the real daddy is. Oh, and they're about to spill the beans, so keep your eyes peeled.
Mr. Hollis, you are here with your mother and you both testify that Ms. Shands is a pathological liar and you both don't believe you fathered her son, but claim to know did. I've read through the court file and this is a classic case of babies having babies.
Tears and more tears. Ms. Shands lays it all out, hoping to prove Mr. Hollis is indeed the father, so they can stop the madness and become one big happy family again. She's all about fixing the broken pieces. Hang tight, because this emotional roller coaster is about to go off the rails.
Today, I would like to accomplish that Amir is the father of my child. He has been in my baby life ever since my baby has been 3 months. He's my first love, first kiss, my first. Today, I just want to know the truth about. I want to prove to him that he is father of my child.
Hold on to your popcorn, folks. We dive into Ms. Shands' spicy past, where she admits to some revenge bedtime antics with Mr. Hollis's buddy, no gloves, all in, multiple times. This bombshell is stirring up a whole mess of trouble, and boy, it's not slowing down. Next up, things get even messier.
You have revenge sex with one of his friends. And did you use protection?
No.
And then how many times did you have sex with this friend of his?
Multiple times.
But were you also still being intimate with Mr. Hollis?
We had broke up. When me and his friend had an affair, we wasn't together at all.
An affair.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more tangled, we learned that Mr. Hollis was out of the loop about Aiden's grand entrance into the world. Yep, he missed all the action and didn't even get a text. What's coming next? More, he said. She said, and you don't want to miss it.
The friend was with me when Aiden was born, in labor.
And my mom, I sent my mom there because I knew there was a possibility that my son could be the dad as well. He favored my son when he was born.
Oh, I wasn't never invited. Like, anything I found out about the baby, I found out by myself. Like, I ain't even know she was in labor. I had to find that out. I was walking out of Fort Pierce, somebody came to me and said, Zaya had her baby. I ain't even know she was in labor. I ain't even know she was in the hospital. I ain't know.
Yikes, this is like a soap opera. Ms. Shands confesses she wasn't exactly Ms. Honest 2017 with everyone involved about who might be Aiden's dad, stirring up even more street gossip and side eyes. Fasten your seatbelts, the revelations just keep on coming.
To this day, the other person doesn't know that Mr. Hollis could be Aiden's biological father?
He hears it off the streets because everybody on the tell him that the baby looked like Aiden, the baby Amir, the baby looked like Amir.
But in his mind, running around the street saying, this is my baby.
They're beefing over it. That him and my son is beefing over it.
Beefing over it?
Yeah, they got into it.
Alert the press. DNA time. We finally get the much anticipated DNA results, and guess what?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Hollis, you are not the father.